Hello and welcome to In Business Talks 2, a podcast about people who work together as a couple. Learn the secrets of business partnerships, the benefits and pitfalls of working together, be it husband and wife, father and son, mother and daughter, friends, relatives or any other combination of business partnerships. As well as speaking with other couples, we will let you know of any useful business apps or websites out there that we've discovered to help you with your business.
We're your hosts, Tracy and Ian Earle, founders of In Business, a networking and business support community. We host online and face-to-face events and we'd love to meet you, so why not come along? The link to book is in the show notes. Today's guests are Amelia and Graham Pierrepoint of Mr Pointer Copywriting. They create blog posts, web pages, affiliate content, press releases and the odd poem. So without further ado, let's crack on with In Business Talks 2. Welcome to this week's episode of In Business Talks 2. Today we have with us Amelia and Graham Pierrepoint of Mr Pointer Copywriting.
And you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Welcome guys, good to see you both. Right, I suppose we should start by asking you the question, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, I'm a copywriter and content producer, which covers a lot of bases, a lot of words, mainly websites, blogs, social media, that kind of thing. Generally a wordsmith for hire. As the landscape has changed, I'm also an editor of AI content. And I shall hand you over to my lovely wife.
And I do logo design and brand design. So anything that is to do with the image of a company, of a brand, that's all the fonts, the colours, the logo elements. That's what I do.
We tend to work together on the same sort of cases and clients anyway. I consult with you regarding business decisions, that kind of thing. So we much work together on the same things.
It's quite a good combination, is it? One words and one graphics. I suppose it works quite well. You've got it all covered there, haven't you, really? Yeah, I suppose.
I know you've had the business for, is it about 8 years, Graham?
Yeah, 8 years in April it was. Yeah, so just passed.
And I think, Amelia, you've been with him less than that time. You're not
just short. Yeah, we're coming up to 8 years.
A couple of months. Yeah,
in August.
Yeah, by a couple of months. It's about. I've been running it for 3 or 4 months when we first met. Yeah, so yeah, it's a good year. One for the box.
Yeah, excellent. Oh, very good. Okay, then. Do you want to start with the?
Yes. Whose idea was it to go into business together?
Together.
Together, it was kind of. It wasn't really an idea. It just happened.
Yeah.
I was working as an artist at the time, and my Graham got very ill, and at the same time, Graham got made redundant, and he'd been doing freelancing, but he'd also been working in a call center full time to try and get off the ground. And it all just kind of happened all at once. So
yeah, I mean, we'd been going out maybe a month when I got told I was going to be made redundant because I used to work for a complaints department doing a lot of their letters and correspondence. And I've been doing blogging and content writing as a sideline for a few months up to that point. And I just thought, I've asked for your advice on it. What do I do next? What should I do? Should I take the severance package? Should I relocate to Bolton, or wherever it was they wanted me to shift to? And we just decided to go for it. I had a bit of a client base at that point, and we just decided, let's steer this thing together.
Yeah.
And we still are doing. So that's it, really.
It's funny how things turn out sometimes like that, isn't it? I mean, do you think you would ever have started the business had you not been made redundant? Or would you have taken a lot longer to get it going? Does that make sense? Was that the tipping point?
You were already doing it a little bit, but I think, it probably would have taken you a bit longer
it would have taken me a lot longer to take the leap. So I hadn't had your support and encouragement. I think I would have taken a bit longer to assess it and maybe put together a plan to jump ship, because I was kind of comfortable in the office. It wasn't what I really wanted to do, or what I really wanted to do with the writing at that point. I've been doing it 3 or 4 months. And yeah, it was just a case of you really said go for it, and I drew up this whole plan, as loose a plan as you can get, because I've got zero experience in management running a business at all. It was literally, how much money can I float myself to run this for a couple of months? You know, what will I need to do to find people to keep funding this thing? Will I get any severance? That kind of thing. And yeah, it was
Big idea.
it was a very big idea, and big leap. But it's worth it, absolutely. Yeah.
You sound like you're the thinker, Graham, and Amelia's more the doer. With it and do you overthink stuff?
Yeah, I'm the overthinker.
Yeah.
Graham's the details. I'm the brainstorming.
100% the brainstormer.
Yeah, you need that, I think.
It's funny, most couples we talk to, you always have that element where one is the sort of like the big picture type thinker, and the other's of more detailed.
Yeah, I have to rein him in all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm all over the place. Me, I'm big picture.
He gets
The
carried
next
away.
shiny object, and I'm away.
He's off.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what's your sort of vision for the business? And is it the idea to grow it to become a large organisation, or is it more of a lifestyle business? What's your vision for the actual business? Where do you want to take it?
We want to grow to something that is sustainable and that keeps us creative and passionate.
Yeah.
And that just allows us the freedom that we need around family commitments.
Yeah.
Until we retire, I think.
Just keep it growing, keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We envisage having a bit more of a team underneath us.
That would be ideal.
In the future.
Yeah.
But for now,
Couple of subcontractors in the next, year or so.
yeah.
Kind of thing.
But we don't want to grow it to like a huge
Not
agency.
to a huge sprawling sort of corporate thing. That's not really our style.
No. We like the human connection, and we like working with smaller businesses. So
So that's always going to be our focus. But yeah, growth is good.
Yes, I think we've touched on this about your roles within the business. How did you kind of define those?
they're not really that defined.
They're not that defined. I basically, without being too big-headed, I am the business still, technically. And you're my support.
Yeah.
Very much. Every single way,
I slot in either tea lady or accountant or editor, or it's just whatever the day calls for.
Client communications, client outreach.
User.
It sounds like you do have sort of like defined roles, and you sort of like do have different bits that you do, or is it sort of like interchangeable? It's like one of your responsible for marketing, one for sales, one for finance, one.
Marketing and like that kind of side of things is more me, but writing is
Certainly
more
division.
Graham. But everything else is it is mostly Graham. It is probably 85% Graham, and then I will slide in if there's extra books that need writing or editing quickly.
Exactly.
Or client emails to fire off.
Signing off was what I was going to say is a big thing. I like to make sure that we both have sign off.
Yeah.
I do have faith in my own abilities. I've got this far, but
a second pair of eyes can be useful, can't it? Sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so I trust your decision making as much as my own, if not more so. So,
Right.
So good sort of sign off culture, really.
I suppose it's a bit difficult, but do you hold each other accountable for projects? I mean, when you have a project going, do you keep an eye on each other, and how are you doing that, Graham? And how are you doing that, Amelia? Are you sort of like that? How does that work from accountability point of view?
Yeah, very, very
we
much
do, yeah.
like that. It is very much how are you getting on? Do you need help? Kind of that sort of mentality.
What have you got on the docket for today, kind of thing, or one of us will proactively tell the other one we're doing this till X time.
Yeah, we do try and have a sit down check in once a week, where we plan the week ahead, which invariably gets disrupted somehow.
I know what you mean.
But yeah, we do check in with each other on a regular basis.
Yeah. Even if it's not regimented.
Yeah. It's not really micromanaging. It's more.
Oh, it's never micromanaging because we pretty much go off and do our own things, don't we?
It's more assistance.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some of the biggest challenges you've faced as time's gone on?
The pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I think we face a lot of similar challenges because we're both neurodivergent. So it's switching off and not hyper-focusing. For me, it's not crowding Graham with too many ideas, respecting the process.
With me, it's control, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, taking too much control of things when I could be delegating or spending more time doing other things. Like we said, I'm more details, not big picture. I need to see that wood occasionally, but there's so many trees.
Yeah.
No, I'm very good at looking at the trees in detail.
Yeah.
So those are the main challenges, really.
And what strengths do you think each of you brings to the business? What qualities do you bring to help the business move along?
I think we both bring, again, kind of the same sort of qualities. We're both extremely creative. So if one of us is struggling with a bit of a block, we just have to find the other one out in the house. And it's not that big house. Give each other new angles or new ideas.
There's always something. There's always a new idea. Yeah,
and there's always a solution as well. There's rarely a problem that we come up against that is really a big issue.
Yeah.
Touch wood. That it is rare that we can usually find a
we very rarely hit those dead ends, do we?
Workable solution very, very quickly. So
that's a major strength. Yeah, no, it is. That's it. You got to keep it light, haven't you? And creative. So
it is fun being in business, isn't it? With it, do you find as well, because you're also obviously married, is it easier from a communication point of view? I mean, from your previous experience working in the sort of corporate world, do you find it easier with any issues that occur? You can sort of deal with them quickly, or you can be honest with each other. How do you, if you do have any issues, do you talk them through? Do you fall out? Do you go to different rooms? What is it that you do to resolve it?
We talk.
We talk everything out. Honestly, we do. I really appreciate the honesty of it all, because there's none of that office politics, is there? It's just we're in each other's company 20 hours a day, pretty much. So it's making sure that we're always focused on the same kind of end goal. It's not one of us versus the other. One of us isn't necessarily being needlessly critical just for the sake of being a bit of a pain in the backside. If we are going to be critical of one another or one of our pieces of work, it is that we want to improve it. We want to make sure that we're producing the best possible product for the end client. And it's not a personal thing. We've very much got there's a business kind of side, and then there's a married couple side, and even in the business side, it is very much honest, and it's good to be frank about stuff.
Yeah.
It's good to be frank about stuff, and I can do that together, can't we?
Yeah. You find it hard to switch off in your downtime?
That is something that we have particularly during the pandemic, because we bubbled because my gran's vulnerable. So it was the three of us and a very anxious dog.
Yeah.
And
it's a day ending in Y, wasn't it? Pretty
much
the whole thing.
It kind of all blurred together a bit. So switching off wasn't really something that we did very much. So now we're getting into better habits.
Yeah, 100%.
And when we're offline, we are offline, and we try not to overwhelm one another. If one of us is taking a bit of time off, but the other one's still working, we're trying to respect those boundaries of we don't want to overload.
Yeah, and we've got those designated times, cut off days, kind of thing.
Yeah.
If we have to work a Sunday afternoon for the sake of hitting a deadline ahead of time, that kind of thing, it happens. It does happen. It's just about being realistic, really. We can't be at its best if we're constantly thinking business and stuff, because it's not healthy. This is for us.
No.
So we've had to redefine that.
You've had to learn to switch off, basically. Is that it's easily done, isn't it? We sometimes drift, because you get caught up in it, don't you? You think, if you have, it's like me, if I have a blinding flash of inspiration, remember I'm a blue skies thinker, so if I have a blinding flash of inspiration, if I don't tell it to Tracy within 2 or 3 minutes, it goes out of my head. I've forgotten some brilliant ideas because I've just waited. And then when she says, well, I've forgotten. So it can be difficult when you're trying to sort of respect those boundaries, can't it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
It happens.
And what would you say is the best thing about being in business together so far?
The flexibility, it's afforded us a great amount of freedom. I keep bringing it back to family, and it's really at the core of everything that we do.
Yeah. It's we've got, I mean, everybody's got complex lives, but we've got fairly complex lives outside the business.
Yeah. So that if either of us had a standard office job, I think we wouldn't have the ability to do what we do outside of work.
Very grateful for that.
And spending time together.
Do you think then, as working together, do you think strengthened your relationship in any way?
Yes, I think so. I'm going to lead in with a yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that. It's not something that I've considered, to be honest.
I think...
Because there was a part of time when we were long distance, where we were separated for 8 months.
Yes.
And we were still very much together. So and we weren't working together at that point. So... No. I don't know.
I think it's strengthened us because it's testament to us that we can do both sides.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I agree completely. I've just never considered it before.
But I think it's strengthened it. There are times where obviously, it's difficult. Business is never smooth sailing.
No.
Yeah, no, I think...
Yeah, I'm on board with that. That's cool.
I mean, I'm not. This isn't a sign-off thing. I'm going to say to sign that one.
Yeah. There's a lot of people, isn't there, that say, "Oh God, I couldn't work with my other half. I really couldn't," because they'd kill them, basically. But you can see from the pair of you that
it worked.
I think that the reason for that is because we started business around the same time as the relationship. This is always sewn in, so it's kind of. Yeah. That was the template from the start.
Yeah.
So we've not really known any different. So this is
it's sort of grown with you then as you go over the years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it's like when people say to me, "Oh, I don't know, you can work with Tracy." I say, "Well, it's hard. It's hard." Yeah, no.
Or a wife.
A wife. I meant a wife. So it's really hard working with Tracy. I say. It's not a problem. We never have any do it. It's easy, isn't it? It's not difficult working with your other half, is it? I think it's like
that about work.
No, it's about communicating and things like that. That's all, isn't it? It's good communication. We bubble along quite nicely, really, don't we? I suppose.
At work, the rest of the time is rubbish.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah, it's hell.
Is there a worst part? I mean, I've asked you about the best part. Is there a worst part?
Well, it's a difficult one, isn't it? It's a tricky one. Is it?
Worst part.
You don't have to make anything up. You don't have to.
No, I think for me the worst part is Graham does have a tendency to abuse our pens. We've got a massive box of biros, and I can never find one that works. But I think that's pretty standard, and I probably overload you.
I've always used this analogy where Amelia's like a MacBook Pro processing millions of things per second. I'm like an Apple Mac 2 from like it takes me a fraction of time to catch up to some of your ideas and what have you. You could be talking through ideas A to Z and I'll still be on B by the time you but it's not a bad thing. You see, that is also a positive, if that's the worst things we can say about each other, then
Well, actually, I've got a question, and this is
kind of answered it, really.
I don't know, I'm going to try again. This is my favourite question. I'm going to start with Amelia first.
Okay.
Amelia.
Yeah.
What is Graham's worst habit at work? I think we've covered a bit, but are there any more? Does he have more than one? I did say at work, by the way. Please don't tell us.
Yeah, no, I think the habit is he takes the pens apart, and it's always at the worst moment that those are the only pens in the house for some reason.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I've got to have something to dissect. I've got to have something.
Yeah. Okay, same. You get a turn. You get a turn now, Graham. What's Amelia's worst habit at work? Come on, spill the beans.
Same answer as before. Really, she'll come in like a whirlwind of ideas, or new ventures for us to tackle. We could do this, we could do that, and I'm typing away, and I just occasionally it takes me a while to catch up. That's it. That's the worst thing is just you
throw you off your vibe a little bit.
Frontal into the office, like, I've thought of this. Okay, that's great. Give me 10 minutes. I'll have a think about it.
Resurrect the dinosaurs or something. Yeah. Never anything ordinary.
No. But it's good to have that stream of creativity. Just give me 5 minutes. Yeah, sure.
So where do you see the future of your industry going? With all this AI stuff, do you think it will have an impact on your business?
Hey, it's 100% been an impact already, isn't it?
Yeah, and it will continue to do so. I think for both of us, because AI is starting to bleed over into the art world and the graphic as well, it's definitely going to have a lasting impact on creativity for everyone. But I think, like with everything, it's a tool. It's like Photoshop was 20 years ago, when everyone freaked out about that. I had teachers at art school that would rant about how Photoshop was awful and it wasn't digital art, wasn't real art. But I think it can be used to produce some really interesting things. It's never going to replace human creativity.
No.
Ever. It's because I don't think science, certainly not in our lifetimes, will ever be able to replicate the human soul, as it were. So without that, it's never going to be quite as good, I think.
It can't be as creative as a person, really, can it? I mean,
it's never
it's all algorithms and God knows what else.
There's no emotion attached to it, is there?
It can't add the bits that make something interesting or exciting. It's just regurgitating words in a format, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So,
but for technique, it's going to come up with layouts for magazines faster than a human will be able to. It'll come up with content fluff and structure.
It's very good at fluff.
It is very good at fluff already.
Which is what some people want. I mean, like I said, how it's affecting us already.
Yeah.
It's maybe cut off a little bit,
Probably about 5%.
Few of the clients who would just generally want, a couple of boxes ticking, that kind of thing. The thing is, with AI writing in particular, it's nothing new. It's just been remarketed and packaged as if it's something new. AI writing's been around for 2 or 3 years, as far as I've known it, in the way it is. And it's just, we're going to have to live with it, but because the market's changing, it just means niching in a few different directions.
Yeah. That's about adapting, and it's about adapting, isn't it, I suppose,
Yeah, we will.
Which is fine.
Right, we're going to turn the clock back now. Go back 8 years.
Okay.
If you're to do it all again, would you? And would you change anything if you did? What would you do differently?
Would we have all the knowledge that we have now? In which case, yes, probably, just to do it all again but faster.
Yeah.
Because
pandemic's coming in 2020,
Yeah.
Get yourself prepared. Yeah.
Coin
invest in Bitcoin. If we knew, if we had all the knowledge that we've gathered over the past 8 years, because neither of us came from a business background, neither of us have done business school or anything, so everything has been trial and error and masses of trial and error. So if we could cut out a little bit of that error, and I'd do it again just for the fun of it.
I think I'd do it again. I think if I would say, like you said, if I wasn't able to keep the technical capacity of what we've built up over the years, I think the confidence that we've gained, I think that would be really useful going backwards, because maybe we'd move in different directions sooner. Maybe we'd be on a slightly different track. Maybe we'd get ahead of AI. I don't know, but it's what it is. We're technically on a time machine that's moving forward. So that's it. Can really look back.
Yeah, but otherwise, just to do it again with the same lack of knowledge, then because I'm happy with where we are. I think we're making progress on a regular, kind of like on a stable trajectory, and it's interesting. We're always learning. So,
have you got any tips or advice that you'd give a married couple or a couple who haven't known each other very long, who are thinking of going into business together?
Fun. Keep it fun. Keep it, because I think there's so much pressure when you are going into business for yourself. I think even if it's just one person going into business on their own, there is so much pressure, because it's very real that if you have a bad month, nobody is coming to save you.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. The mortgage still has to be paid. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a lot of bad months, it can be even scarier. So it's, I think, looking for the fun and injecting it wherever you can.
Not taking things too seriously. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that's the best way about it, because if you struggle with that work-life balance, it's going to make things more difficult in life as well as in business. I don't really know how to articulate that particularly, but just don't take it too seriously. I mean, obviously you've got to take some aspects seriously.
Yeah, pay your taxes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would invite anybody going into business to pay tax. To make that clear. Yeah, just try and just be open with each other, just communicate, talk things through, don't hide things. Just, even if you're not working towards exactly the same goals or vision, just, talk things out and just be honest and frank with each other. And that's how we've made it work. So,
Fun and honesty.
yeah, 100%.
And if people do want to get in touch and use your guys' services, what's the best way of getting in touch with you both?
So Graham's on LinkedIn.
You can either reach out to me through LinkedIn. We're going to be setting you up on LinkedIn shortly, but you have an Instagram, which is amelia.the.designer. I think I've got that right.
Yeah, right.
And for me, you can either visit our website, pointercopy.com, www.pointercopy.com, or email graham@pointercopy.com.
I think we'll put those details in the show notes anyway, in case anyone has missed that. So don't worry about it, we'll put that in there.
Impressive. And it's been lovely talking to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. It's been really interesting.
Yeah.
And a bit more about you as well, which is nice.
Yeah. Is that one of your paintings on the wall behind you?
It is, yeah.
No, I was looking at that. It's lovely.
Thank you.
Oh, very nice. Yeah,
Cool.
lovely, yeah.
Thank you.
Fabulous.
Well, for the audience, there's a lovely background picture there that you can't see that we can.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll see you again soon.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Good to meet you both.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. It's the first time us doing one of these things, so hopefully it's come all right.
Oh, the expo.
Yes.
You'll be at the expo as well.
I will be at the expo, as will you, I hope.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah, the expo, of course, yeah.
Business in the North Expo, yeah.
On the 5th of July, in Leeds. Yes. Lovely, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Lovely. Lovely speaking to you.
No worries.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And now we come to our knowledge share of the week. So what do we have as our knowledge share this week, Tracy?
We've got something called Vecteasy, which is just somewhere that you can download free vector art, stock photos and videos.
Oh, wow, sounds great. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. We hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. We'd love to see you at one of our networking events. Be sure to check out our website for upcoming events. If you'd like to learn more about networking, why not take a look at our networking know-how courses designed to help you improve your networking skills.
We also have a series of books available on Amazon, such as How to Improve Your Business Networking Skills, 52 Tips to Help You with Your Networking. Our Notably Networking One-to-One Notebook is a place where you can keep notes from all those follow-up one-to-ones, and not forgetting our 90 Days to Your Success journal, where you can plan, set and plot the actions you will take to achieve your goals.
We hope you'll join us again next time, and don't forget to rate, review and subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. Thanks for listening, we really appreciate it, and until next time, this is Ian and Tracy, and together we are in business.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.